Good afternoon. And thank you, Neil, for the kind words. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here on a Friday afternoon. This is a spectacular event. This is the second year that we've had this. And our goal is that, 3 years from now, when you think about this particular event, we will be the premier technology event in Dallas. The ability for people to come together and hear about new developments in technology or talk to capital providers or listen to successful entrepreneurs, this will be the forum. So you're part of a great process here, and so we appreciate you taking the time to be here. I want to start off and really appreciate the sponsors who have made this such a great event, particularly our chief sponsor, B12 Consulting, and Nina Biswas. If Nina is here, I would like her to stand up and so we can give her a warm round of applause. Obviously, events like this cannot be successful without the hard work of a number of people. I want to especially recognize Neil Goniguntla, our president, who just spoke. Vic Topper, our board member, who has been instrumental in putting tireless amount of hours in making this event possible. So Vic and Neil and Priya and Lisa, please stand up and be recognized. And finally, the chamber itself is all volunteer organization. Our goal, since we were founded back in 1999, was to develop this bridge for entrepreneurs, both here in the U.S., particularly here in the North Texas, and also be a bridge for companies between the U.S. and India. And really, we have accomplished a great deal in this time period. If you look back on the last 17 years and look at the number of leaders, both political and industry leaders who have spoken to us, it reflects the importance that they place on this chamber and to be part of the conversation that happens every single day in our chamber. And the chamber wouldn't really be here without the volunteering effort of all the board members, particularly our founding chairman, A.K. Margo, and all. In lieu of mentioning each one of them by name, I'd like all of them to stand and be recognized. Board members, please. Thank you. Without further ado, please let me introduce you to the very highly anticipated discussion today on how we can ideate, build, and exit a billion-dollar company with billionaire entrepreneurs. David Littman and Lance Crosby, both of whom have built successful organizations, and their discussion will be moderated by a veteran event moderator, David Johnson. Let me first give you a little bit of background on David Littman. He's a Cornell BA and JD and a serial entrepreneur. He spent the last 33 years founding, building, and growing companies. He and his Cornell law buddy, Bob Denier, grew the best-known venture, Hotels.com, from scratch to become the world's largest hotel website. From a $1,200 investment, they guided the company to be one of the Internet's primary sources of discount accommodations and an industry innovator and leader. They grew from a small private company, went public, were one of the best performing stocks on the NASDAQ, and exited at an valuation of over $5.5 billion. And recently, well, almost 8 years ago, if you call it recently, he launched another company called GetAroom.com. That company is now one of the largest independent travel technology companies. It offers solutions to hotels, suppliers, affiliates, and travelers to access and book a huge database of 160,000 hotels worldwide. GetAroom works with such major partners as Kayak, Trivago, and TripAdvisor. David Littman, please join us on the stage. Lance Crosby, who is our next speaker or next panelist for the discussion, is the founder and CEO of StackPath, the founder and former chairman and CEO of SoftLayer Technologies, and GM of Cloud Innovation at IBM. And now, which today, SoftLayer Spectrum, by the way, is the foundation of IBM's cloud computing division. Lance's vision for StackPath began in his work with cloud technology and has manifested to a multi-product platform, leading businesses to a secure internet. Prior to SoftLayer, Mr. Crosby spent 5 years with the Planet as Chief Operations Officer, where he managed all operations including sales, provisioning, product selection, managed services, engineering, business development, and legal departments. Serving in prior executive management roles at Catalog.com and Dallas Internet, he brings extensive experience in leadership and management skills, coupled with extensive technical skills in software and hardware environments. I've been over lunch. Lance told me that he's part of a select group of entrepreneurs. They're pulling a venture fund together in Silicon Valley, which invests in really innovative technologies and potentially identify technologies that are going to be very disruptive in the future. He holds a bachelor's degree in finance and management, a master's of science in finance, a Master of Business Administration, and an honorary doctorate from Tarleton State University, a part of the Texas A&M University system. His legal education includes a JD from Texas Wesleyan School of Law. He's a licensed attorney in the state of Texas and an active member of the State Bar of Texas. Lance, please join us on the stage. Thank you. If you notice, both our panelists this afternoon are lawyers, or what they call recovering lawyers. And I like that because I'm a law school dropout myself. Our moderator here is going to be David Johnson. I think very few people don't know David. He's a 40-plus year Wall Street veteran, has been a fixture on local and national media since 1975, and appears on radio and television programs approximately 2,000 times a year. He has been KRLD's CBS's business analyst since 1980 and broadcasts 85 business reports each week at the station, including David Johnson's CEO Spotlight, which is a daily interview program and can be heard twice daily statewide on the Texas State Network. He joined Public Radio's Marketplace program during his inaugural season in 1989 and appeared on the program for 19 years. Marketplace is heard by over 8 million listeners on almost 400 radio stations around the world. He has appeared on many CNN programs, CBS Evening News, ABC Evening News, NBC Nightly News, and ABC's The View. A graduate of Dallas's Green Hills School, and he's also a graduate of Sewanee, the University of the South. David, please join us and take over the program.